Hi, I'm Karthik Rannan. I'm the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Tasneem. I'm the Senior Manager at 98 Percentile in the HR department. And today we did a wonderful drive with XLR. It was amazing right from the very beginning, from the very first day when I got in touch with them till today. I think it was an extremely smooth journey with them. There were multiple follow-ups done by the representatives in order to check that we would be, what time we would be coming, how many people would be coming, what vehicle we would get. To that extent, they were so precise in giving all the information to us. It was extremely great to get associated with them and have a drive at XLR campus. So we are very, very happy that we got a chance to do this. Now, coming to the students, what XLR had, I think they were extremely enthusiastic. They were well prepared. They were aware of what they are coming for. I think there was some back-end preparation which they did that was commendable. They also were very confident and they were open to any kind of thing we were asking them to do. That was I think the best part. Now, I really hope we have a very, very fruitful association with each one of them and XLR in future. We are really looking forward to have many more drives like this.
Hi everyone, my name is Prachi Sharma and I'm the Senior Project Manager for IT Department at 90th percentile. So today we were here for this IT bootcamp, right, this technical drive and at XLR. So it was a great experience and I would feel that the students, they are the freshers, right, but it doesn't seem like that. So if I talk about their technical and cognitive ability, they all seems pretty good in that and that's what I felt. And I guess they have been taught pretty well at XLR, so that's how they have performed good in their aptitude and the technical tests. So I wish them all the best and it was a very great experience over here.
Hi, this is Patan, Technology Consulting Manager from 98th percentile. We visited XLR for the campus placement drive and it went very well today. Miss Ambika, Miss Pragati, everyone received us greatly here and we had a lot of enjoyable time here. The students even had great experience with us. They were interactive, they had good aptitude and all the technological skills they showed. I think they were all well and we really appreciate their time that they spared to us and I think we will be doing a great job. We are expecting a lot of people to be hired from them. Let's see. It was a great experience altogether.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
From entering into this cyber tower to exiting out of this tower, the XLR team has been received me with such a care and pleasure.
I am the part of this XLR since 4 months. From the third month itself, they have conducted the placement sessions from the third month itself, and this is the fourth month, and this is the 98th percentile is one of the placement drive I have attended so far, and attending to this drive is such a good experience for me. All the HRs and the team made us feel very comfortable and confident.
XLR helped me a lot, and I experienced a lot of things today. So I'm really hope to be I placed in that company. I'm confident about that. Thank you.
Good evening, Aishwarya. You can start the session.
Okay. Hi everyone, good evening. So welcome back to the session. Am I audible to all? Okay, fine. So in today's session, what exactly we would be learning is we will be learning about the web application security. Okay. So what is web application securities, and one practical way related to the brute force we would be looking into it. So we would be using a application that is Burp Suite. We would be using Burp Suite, and then we will see how can we intercept the request and how do we get the response. So it is very interesting. So observe it keenly along with me if you have the tools. So along with me, you can also start doing. Okay, fine. And before that, let us quickly revise the things whatever we have learned in the previous class. Okay, can you all just quickly update me the topics we have discussed in the last class? Security blocks. Yes. So we had discussed about the security blocks, that is authorization, authentications, and then we have understood about the auditing. And along with that, we have understood about one example related to symmetric encryption, which would be falling under the category of confidentiality. And for the integrity, we have discussed about the hashing method. Okay. So now here we would understand about the web application security. So before that, we need to know what is web application is all. Okay. So web application is something like the websites. So everybody know the website, right? Everybody access the website. That is, if you want to look into the XLR, okay, you want to know more about the XLR, what do? You just Google it and you get a website, right? Which has a clear descriptions or clear, what is that? The achievements, whatever they have done, everything has been put on the website, right? So same thing here, we would be trying to understand it. So for that, I'll try to create one simple diagrams and make it easier. We have a client and we have a server. Okay. So what is client? Any idea? Okay, I made it colorful so that it looks a bit attractive. User. Maybe the user. Okay. Yeah. So client and server. Client and server is first thing when I ask you something. Okay. For example, if I'm asking web applications, you might not be aware. Not everybody would be aware of what exactly a web application is all about, right? What do? We try to Google it, right? When you try to Google it, you as a user is placing a request on your server, right? You're trying to place your request on the server. So client is something like it is a front end. Front end is where exactly you can see the data. Okay. As a user, what you do, you would be using your browser, right? Client end can be also known as a browser where you will be placing up your request. The request can be something known as www.google.com, or I'll just give google.com is a request which you're trying to search. And that request is going to be placed where it is going to be placed to your server. Servers is the backend connectivity where exactly it have an access to your database. So database is nothing but where the data have been stored. So Google, if you're searching, okay, if you're searching for Google, if you're searching for Flipkart, any website you search or any request you're trying to place on the server, what happens? The data need to be stored on the server. Only then you will be able to view them on your browser, right? So your request is being sent to your server and the server is going to verify and validate. So the server does not give the response quickly, immediately without any clarification or without any verification. It first verify whether the request is legal or not, whether there is some response, whether the data stored related to the request or not. So once it is verifying, validating, and then it would be sending back the response to you. Then it would be sending the response to you. Okay. So same way web application is all about. Web application is an application software that is going to run on the web server and it can be accessed through a web browser. It can be accessed through the web browser. Now, whatever the application you try to create, there might be various different applications. So for example, just an example I'm giving, google.com/about is a website, right? So this website has a connectivity to your web server, right? This web application is going to run on the web server, which can be accessed to the web browser. Now, to make sure if there is any flaws in this website or not, okay, that would be done with the help of a web security. Web security would be falling under the category of application security. So what is their role? What a cybersecurity engineer, as I told, there are various different domains are being used. So one among the domain is here. We would be discussing about the web application. So web application would be falling under the application security, and application security means whatever the applications, the app which you create, a website, whatever you create, to know what is the flaws in those websites. To debug the flaws, we would be using a burp suite. Okay, so to test and to know the flaws in the website, we would be using a we would be using a testing applications or tool we can tell is a burp suite. Okay, so burp suite as it's basically used to modify the traffic between the client and the server. So this I would try to intersect, means what happens is I would be having, it would be a man in the middle, or I can tell. Okay, what happens is whatever request I'm trying to send it to the server, I would be as an attacker. Now, this is a website I have created, or a client has been created, and they want us to look into it whether this web application is secure or not, if there is any drawbacks is used or not. To find out the vulnerabilities into it, I would be using one of the application as a pursuit, which is going to be acting as a intercept. It is going to intercept the request whatever being sent from client to the server. Okay, it is going to intercept means I can modify it, I can delete this request. As an attacker, what I would do, I would just intercept the request and try to modify this, delete it, and get the response from the server. Understood till here, everybody? If you want me to repeat any concept, let me know, because the practical, many things we are going to understand. Before that, we need to know the theory. Sure, I'll repeat again. See here, you have created a website. Okay, a website, not you have not created. We are talking about the security person, right? A client have worked on a client have worked on your website. This is a client. So they have created one website where it has some email ID, first name, last name, something like that. First name, and then it has a password. Password, and then it has a submit option. Login or submit some data we have. So I'll try to okay. So now client want to know this website is secure or not. Website is secure or not. So as a security, what you would be doing is you would intercept it. Intercept means you would be checking this application. You're going to you are going to find out the vulnerabilities inside this application. You're going to basically test and find out if there is any vulnerabilities are present inside this application or not. So you are going to be a security person. Web security, you can tell. Okay, VAPT, the first class somebody asked me. So this and all would be coming. If you want to know about it, sorry, not able to. Security person, what he or she would be doing is they would use any one of the platform. Okay, the one of the platform is going to be a worksuite. Worksuite. Okay, what is this worksuite is going to be doing? It help you in testing the web application. This worksuite help you in testing of the web applications, any websites, any applications, and to intercept the request and response. You're trying to a user is trying to send some request to the client. Sorry, a client is sending some request to the web server. As a middleman, as a mediatory, you can intercept and you can modify it. If there is any drawbacks is there, what you can do, you can go ahead and modify it. So to find out that drawback only, we would be using a verb. Understood now? Take a note of it. Yes. Burp Suite is a tool which is designed for testing of the web application. Fine. Now, for this, what we need a tool to be installed. Okay, we want a tool to be installed. So I'll search and send you a tool. Burp Suite. Download and community editions you have. Okay, you can go ahead and if you want to really work on this, this is a Burp Suite there. I'll share this link to you all. If you want to download it, you can download it and you can install it. Okay. Now, I already have the worksheet, so what I'll do, I'll just quickly go ahead and try to intercept the values and try to do a brute force attack. What is brute force attack? Let us try to understand. Before that, there is a good platform which is used. If you really want to work on the, what is that? On the pen testing, if you want to do ethical hacking, then the best website which I would recommend for you all is the Portswigger. Okay, Portswigger is a best. I'll share this link also. So this is the best website where you can learn about each and every security related. That is the top 10 web application security we have seen out OF's top 10 vulnerabilities. You can understand from here. Okay, it has various different labs. You need to just log in, and you have academy. In academy, you are an option. You would be having an option called all labs. Okay, it also have an explanation how a labs need to be performed. Everything. So I want you all just quickly, everybody, log into this website. It would not take much time. Just your email ID and give a forgot password and then you would be receiving a password to your email. Okay, try to log in and update me in the chat box so that we can move forward and we'll perform a lab. In the meantime, I'll just note down a few points. Once you're done, you can let me know so that we can move forward. So once you're done with the installations, okay, I have everything. I'll try to do it from the scratch. Okay, if I cancel, what happens is okay. So here we need to understand few concepts. Okay, the tool would look something like this. Verbsuite Community Edition tool would look something like this. Okay, you have an open browser. You can directly go ahead and try to open up the browser. And here, as I told you, we would be looking into a lab call where we have all labs. Okay, so in the last class we have understood about the authentication, right? So we'll try to understand about the authentication over here. We scroll a bit down. You would be able to see an option called authentications. So authentication is identifying the user. Based on the credential, you try to identify the user. So we can try to complete this one lab. Okay, username enumeration via different responses. So I'll just select this. Okay, and before that, what is authentication? As again, I would repeat, authentication is a process of verifying the identity of a user or a system or a client, right? So something is like to basically like understanding the difference between an authentication and authorization. Also, we have seen authorization is based on the role, what is an access not need to be done, and how an attack would happen in the authentications. Okay, what is the possibilities, or how do an authentication vulnerabilities would be arising? Any idea? I'm telling I have provided my password for my application, but still an vulnerability, still an attack can arise. How? What would be the flaw? How an attack can happen? What are the different ways an attack can happen? Think. Take a moment and think. In starting of the class, I told you locking system is important. After locking, also I'm telling, like in third class, I'm telling it's still an attack can happen. But how can an attack can happen? Okay. So how an attack would be happening is when your password is not complex, when your password is not strong enough, when you don't encrypt your data, when you keep your website data in plain text. Okay. And if it is in the readable format, then there are possibilities for an attacker to get into it. So you have provided the password and the password is visible on your website. You have not made the hash value out of it, or you have not encrypted the values, and directly is the website name and the website, not website name, the password, everything is visible. So that is your flaw, right? Where you have not encrypted it and you have given 1234 as a password. So anybody would be able to break the password and get into it. Sometimes click on cookies, ma'am. Yes, that also there. The cookies, if you don't have user cookies, then there is an issue because your server is not going to track all the activities happening, right? So these are the flaws which is going to, based on this flaws, an attack can be had. So we'll try to access the lab, and before you try to access the lab in the burp suite, okay, in the burp suite there is an option called intercept. Intercept is nothing but where you try to intercept from when you use a proxy. Proxy is nothing but where you try to target or try to modify the data sent between the browser and the server. Okay, when you want to intercept, when you want to modify the request, I would be giving an interception as on. Okay, I'll try to intercept the on. Before that, I'll give access the lab. I'll just click on access the lab. Okay, something. Okay, so this is your lab. Okay, this is your lab where you have a home page and you have my account. So if you have a look into the home page, this is how your home page is going to look like. This is a website imagine. Now, when a user is going to provide their input, so I have an option called my account, right? So currently when I click on my account, I don't know the username and the password. I don't know this website username and the password. So what I'm going to do is I'll be doing a brute force attack. As an attacker, what I would be doing, I would be using various different ways to get into the website and do a modification to the website. So one of the technique, okay, to get to know about the username and the password is the brute force attack. Brute force attack is used by an attacker to gain unauthorized access to your system. That is, you have a lock and a key, okay? Uh, you have a key safely with you. But if a thief is coming to your house and if you want to get into your locker and he want to steal the amount, what he'll do? He'll try to break the lock in various different ways, right? The same way here, this is one medium, like this is one security where there is a login page is created. Somebody want to get into it, first they need to use their credential and only then they would be able to log into your web page. Now I don't know the username and the password. I don't know, I don't have a key, but how am I going to break this? How am I going to find out the username and the password? That would be done with the help of brute force. I repeat again, brute force attack is a method used by an attacker to gain unauthorized access to your system, applications, or account. Okay, there are different types of brute force are being done. Let us see that also. Now here, I'll go ahead and try to turn on the intercept. When I turn on the intercept, I would get to know what type of request is sent to the server. Okay, I'll try to turn on the intercept. Now, if you see here, whatever the input I provide in the browser, for example, username I'm going to give admin. Okay, password also I'm going to give it as admin. Password also admin, because I don't know what is the username and the password. So I go ahead and try to click on login. See, it would be loading itself. The request is not going to be sent to a server because in the middle I'm using a proxy. Okay, in the middle a proxy is being used. Here I need to forward the request to the server. If in the meantime you can modify your data and also forward it. See here, I'll try to forward. See the request and response, whatever I mean, the username and the password, whatever I have entered. Can you see it's visible over here? Admin and password. Now, if you want to do any modification over here, you can do it. You can do any modification and you can send it to the server. That also can be performed because it is in the loading space. It's still the request is not being completed. That is what the burp suit. That is what the advantage of burp suit, where you can intercept the request and modify if you want to modify. If you want to delete, you can delete. Okay. And now what I'll do, I'll not delete anything. I would just do a brute force attack. So I would forward it. Forward means I'm trying to send the request to the server. When you do a forward, I'll do a forward. Again, if you want to do a forward, you can go ahead, do a forward. And now I'll try to turn, now I would get an invalid username. Okay, invalid username, I'm getting an error, right? I have sent the request to the server and the server is going to verify everything and then it is giving me an output telling invalid username. So how do I find out the username and the password of your application, any applications? Okay, there I'll try to turn off the intercept now because whatever the information I want, only that I'm going to use it. I'll turn off the intercept. You have a HTTP request. Okay, HTTP history. HTTP stands for why HTTP is being used. So why are we using a protocol is whenever you want to establish a connection between client and the server. So when I'm speaking to you, you need to able to understand what I'm speaking, right? So that I should have a good internet connectivity, you should have a good internet connectivity, and similarly, I should speak properly. I should use a proper tone. Okay, so that I whatever I speak, like the basic communication is we both need to understand English language. Only then you would be able to understand the topics and so on. Similarly, when I'm placing a request, I'm getting a response from two different modes, like is from the front end and the back end. For that, to establish a communication, to transfer the data, to receive the data, we would be using a protocol called, you can use HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. So which one do we need to use, HTTP or HTTPS? Any idea? Okay, if you're not having an awareness, try to learn about the protocols. Okay, so protocols, do you have a port numbers? Those things are all of English. Yes, HTTPS, correct. It is secure one. Always it is recommended or best. If you want your application to be secure, then you would be using HTTPS, not the HTTP. You can still build an application, but that is not going to be secure. Okay. So we would be using a protocol followed with the domain and path. This entire thing is called only URL. Okay. A URL is going to contain, URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. That URL contains any website. A website name is nothing but it has a URL, right? It has a protocol, it has a domain name, it has a path. So google.com/about everyone, right? Let me try to search for this here. To know more about it, connection is secure or not, site settings. Connection is secure or not, certification is valid or not, I can see here. Okay, about Google page, certifications, this and all we will try to understand. Details. Okay, so here if you see HTTPS protocol followed with the domain, whatever the domain name, the path you want to access, this is how it is being going to connect it. Same thing over here. We have a HTTP request, whatever the request has been done. So when you go ahead and select the HTTP history, you'll see whatever the request you have sent on your browser, everything is going to be listed over here. Okay, everything is going to be listed. Now, if you see here, we would be using a post method. Okay, post is, there are different types of API requests have been done. Requests have been done. We have get, we have post. Okay, get is nothing but you're trying to get the information from the server. Post is nothing but you're trying to send the data to the server. Modifying, if you want to do it, we would be using a post method. So I have a login, right? I have created a login in the line 460, the line number 460. Post method I would use where I have a /login as a URL. Okay, this is the data I'm trying to intercept. There are 100, no, there are 462 requests are there. Which request you're trying to intercept? You're trying to modify it. So the line number 460, the post method, again I repeat, post refers to one of the HTTP requests, okay, which is used for web browser to communicate with the server. And this post method is used to submit the data to be processed to a specific resources on a server. I repeat, post method is used, it refers to one of the HTTP requests. Why this method is being used? Whenever you want to submit any of the data, that is, you're trying to transfer any of the data to a user, to a specific resources in the user, not on the server, we would be using a post method. Fine. Now here, I would be using a what? You see a request and this is a response. Response is HTML page. HTML page, you have it. See here, we have provided there is a username, there is a password. I hope it's visible to you all. If you see in the response, my account is there. In my account, you have an invalid user. Currently, the status is warning state. Okay. You can also go ahead and make it to success also. You can do it. Here you can modify, not in the response, in the request you need to modify using the cookies also. But I'll not make it very complicated now. Here it is telling warning, that means invalid user I'm getting. I need to make it success. That is a target right now. And on the request, what is the request I have sent? Request is I have a login page as a URL. Okay. And I have a cookie section. See, this is cookie section. Cookie section is whatever the data you're trying to request, whatever the data you're trying to access, those everything, a cookie section is going to be generated, which is going to make a track of the data, whatever you're trying to request or you're going to get a response. Used to manage or store information about the user activity, whatever been done on the application is a cookie section is all about. Cookie, again I repeat, the cookie is nothing but which is going to keep a track on activity whatever being performed on the web applications. So, and then there are many other data has also been provided. Currently here, if you see in the password, we have username and the password. So what I'll do, I'll try to right click on this and I would send to intruder. Okay, intruder is nothing but whenever like you want to do any sort of attack that is related to passwords and username, if you want to do any sort of attacks, I'll be sending to intruder. Okay, in the intruder, when you send, we have a position, payloads. Okay, so here we have attack type, what type of attack you're trying to do in the yeah, so we have different types of attacks: sniper, battering, pitchfork, cluster bomb. So cluster bomb attack we are trying to do. What is this cluster bomb is? This attack uses multiple payloads. Multiple payloads means multiple different datas. Okay. Yeah. Payloads. There is a different payloads set for each defined positions, up to maximum of 20 payloads you can use a data, or not maximum of 20 data can be added in the payloads. And the attacker would iterates through each payload set in turn so that all the permutations of payloads combinations are being tested. So I would not make it again. Okay. So I will use a cluster bomb attack. Cluster bomb attack is basically, as I told, it would be helping you to use the payload and get into the system. So what is payload? Any idea? The data which is being transferred in the packets. That is the payload. Okay. So what I'll do, I have a payload. I'm going to set two payloads can be used. Okay, I have to add, then go to payload 1 and 2. In the payload 1, okay, I'll use set of username. This set of username is already provided in the website. Where it is provided, if you go ahead, a candidate username. Sometimes what happens is they are provided. There are various different ways. If you go ahead and Google it about the dictionary on usernames, you get different usernames are being available. Here we have two different options, right? One is candidate username, the other one is candidate password. When you click on candidate username, it has some list of usernames. Okay, this list of username I'm going to copy from here and I'm going to use it to my payloads. Payloads is the data being transferred by a packets. So in the payload 1, I'm going to paste all the username. Okay, whatever the username I know, which I feel these and all are simple. Anybody can be able to debug it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, Apple or admin, right? So these are the simple payloads which has been available on the website. And similarly, in the payload 2, I would add the password. So passwords also been provided. So I'll go ahead with the password, candidate password. It also have list of values. See, these and all are easily accessible and it's a simple passwords. Okay, this password I'll try to copy and I'll go back over here and try to paste this payload here. Okay, I have payload 1, which has a username, and payload 2 has a list of users. Now I'll do a start attack. Okay, what happens? Using a cluster bomb, it is going to figure out which username and which password are going to match. Okay, using a cluster bomb, it can have multiple payloads, and using that payloads, you can the attack would be able to find out the permutation and combination of username and the password. So when I click on start attack, okay, the basic request does not contain a blank line and so it is not valid. Ignore. Okay, I'll do a, what is that? See here, I'm doing an attack over here, start attack. And if you see here, it would take some time later. So each and every username is going to be provided with the password. See, all the password combinations are going to check. This will take a bit time because it has more than 20 username and 20 password. So each username and each password are going to be cross-verified and they would be giving up the result. If they're matching, then they would be giving up the result. Let us see how it is going to work. Let the attack be, let it get complete and then we'll have a look at it. See, 47 attack, 47 combinations are being done. We have a payload 1, username, payload 2 is a password. Those are being compared. Okay, based on that, it is going to give a status code. 400 is a code which is going to be the request. There is some bad request. Okay, it's not successful. So that is what the 400 and the response received and the length of the code you will be getting it. See, it's 80 is a request has been done, but there is a lot more than 1,000, I guess. Yeah, sometimes it reaches to 500, 1,000, 3,000 because based on your length of your username and the password, it need to be like it need to find out whether it's matching or not. So it would take some time. It's a line number. See, next it's moved to the second password. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing matches. Okay, nothing matches. Everything is 404, and if you see the length is all 141. Okay, so that means it's not working. Then it checks with the next password. That is, password is the password value. So it is going to check with the next combination and figure it out if it is matching or not. In the meantime, What I'll do is it is taking a lot of time, so I'll try to stop this and try to reduce the uh, I'll try to discard. I'll try to remove few lines because it is taking a lot much time. So I would make it to half of it. Similarly, I'll go to the payload one. Okay, to remove. Now I'll do a start attack. Okay. So 400 is a bad request. Still here we're getting a bad request only. It means the username and the passwords are not correct. So it is taking a bit time. So let this happen in the back end. Okay, and output you would be getting something like this. Now this one. So you would be getting an output. Okay, from the line 3048 line, you would have a payload. See, 302. 302 means the data found. Okay, the request found. 400 is a bad request, that the data not found. So Azure user, and this is going to be the password. So when I use this Azure user and the password, you will be able to log into your application. Let this be going on. We'll come back again later and we'll have a look into it. In the meantime, what I'll do, I'll go to the browser. Okay, username and the password. So what was that? Azure user and the password. Something to is that WS. And I click on login. Still the issue. We have to use this now. This is a different way. Join. Yeah, the day 1 and day 2 are being recorded. I'm just going to verify here. You please tell me how to 1 minute and come back to that because I'm just trying this out. Last try I'll try to do. If I'm not getting, I'll just update you in the next class. Okay, alpha and then drag them because that would take a lot of time. Still working on it. Okay, so I'll just update you with this username and the password. Even similarly, you can also go ahead and try to update. So you would be getting a code status code as 3 not 2. Okay, that would take at least around 10 more minutes. Okay, so keep your laptop if you're working simultaneously. If you're working, what you can do is don't stop the attack, let it run. Okay, let it run and figure it out what is the username and the password which is going to match and where you will be able to log into your account and update me in the next class. Okay, so till here, if you have any doubts please let me know the shortcuts. Or you can, yeah, you can let me know the shortcuts. The username which I had given, Azure user, it's not matching. It's 404, so it's incorrect. Here also you can see. Coming to the PDFs is, in the end of this workshop, I'll share you all the PDFs. The PPTs you're talking about, right? I will do share it then. Okay. I'll stop sharing. So let me know if you have any doubts.
Yeah, hello Aishwarya. I hope you are done.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. So, students, we are done for the day and we'll meet on tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Yeah, thank you, Aishwarya.
Thank you.